You may have heard that pretty soon, these regular old incandescent light bulbs that we're used to lighting our homes will no longer be available in stores. The phase-out began in 2012, and it's scheduled to finish up in 2014, this year. Instead, we'll be able to buy these squiggly, compact fluorescent light bulbs, CFLs, or light-emitting diode bulbs, LEDs. So why is this happening? If incandescent light bulbs were good enough for Thomas Edison, aren't they good enough for us? And aren't CFLs and LEDs more expensive? And doesn't their light look different? To get to the bottom of this, let's just run through the pros and cons of each type of light bulb. The way an incandescent bulb works is that electricity passes through the little wire inside until it's so hot it glows. It works, but not very efficiently. An incandescent bulb converts less than 5% of the energy it uses into light, and the rest is lost as heat. That's like spending $1 and getting a nickel's worth back. That's a ripoff. Plus, incandescent bulbs don't last very long. You can expect to get about a year before you have to change it. So, next on the list, CFLs. CFLs last about 10 years. Not too shabby. And they're 4 to 5 times more efficient than incandescent bulbs at putting out the same amount of light. Yes, they do cost more, but only up front. Because they last so long, they end up paying for themselves many times over throughout their lifespan. The biggest drawback to CFLs is that they contain mercury, and mercury is toxic to people, to animals, and to the environment. CFLs are considered hazardous waste, so when they burn out, to prevent the mercury from entering the environment, you have to dispose of them at special recycling facilities. And the EPA says that if you break a CFL bulb, you should air out the room and seal the broken pieces inside of a glass jar. Yikes. Last but not least, there are LEDs. LEDs can last 15 to 25 years. If I were an LED bulb, I still might have a good 2 years left in me. LEDs are even more energy efficient than CFLs. They use 6 to 8 times less energy than incandescent bulbs. LED bulbs used to bother some people because they had a slight bluish tint to them. But new technology has eliminated that problem, and they now come in shades that look like the incandescent light that we're used to. So, to sum up, incandescent bulbs are cheap, but only upfront. You end up paying more for electricity than you should, and having to replace them frequently, creating a lot of waste. They're an outdated technology. CFLs are more efficient, but their mercury content is a big caveat. LEDs don't contain toxic chemicals, are the most efficient, last the longest, and they're the cheapest option when you account for their lifespan. The Natural Resources Defense Council estimates that if people switch to these more efficient LED bulbs, they can save up to $100 a year on electricity bills. That adds up to $10 billion for the country as a whole, and enough saved electricity to power all of the homes in Texas for a year. Sounds like a bright idea to me.